If you're looking for ways to grow as a podcast host and be a better podcaster, then this video right here is going to help you do just that. Let's go. Yo, what's cracking? Zachary Babcock here with UnderdogEmpowerment.com. I'm about to show you how you could become a better podcast host, but before I get into that, make sure you hit subscribe and tap the bell notifications if you want the best tips, tricks, and strategies to grow your podcast and passive income. And stick around to the end of this video if you haven't started your podcast yet, because I got a free guide for you that's going to help you show you an A to Z guide to help you get it up and running, even if you don't know anything about podcasting. All right, first up, the first strategy is if you are scripting your podcast, meaning you're writing out every single little thing that you're saying during your podcast episode, stop doing that right now. Just stop. Don't do it anymore. For one, it's eating up so much of your time, and you might be burning out as a result because you're sitting there scripting out every little thing in your podcast. And for two, it's boring for the person that's listening to it. You might think it's all polished and great, but people are put to sleep by a scripted podcast. People want to hear that energy. People want to hear the passion that's coming through your voice, and you just can't do that with a script. So what I recommend doing is to bullet point your podcast. All you got to do is write 1 or 2 words, maybe 3 at the most, bullet points of things that you know really well. And then when you see that, you could talk about that for 5 minutes or longer for each little bullet point. And so all you got to do is have a little notes app that you can have on your desktop that you have open during the actual recording, and then you can go off those bullet points. And this works perfect for whenever you're doing a solo podcast episode. All right, next tip is for when you're actually interviewing somebody, how to be a better interviewer on your podcast. So people ask, how do you get good at interviewing? Well, the secret here is to direct the conversation to their genius. And how do you actually direct the conversation to their genius? You study them before they come on your podcast. If they have a podcast, listen to it. That's one of the perfect ways to get to know, like, and trust someone, and to get to understand how they their thoughts, views, and opinions on the world. So study them before they come on. And if they don't have a podcast or a YouTube channel or a way that you could study them, then pick up the phone, actually get on the call, or before you even start the conversation, before you actually hit record on the podcast episode, have a conversation, a small talk before it, and get to know them, so that way you can jam and vibe with them better and ask them, figure out what they're most passionate about and what they can just spit fire on. And that's what you constantly want to guide the conversation to. You don't script out a whole bunch of questions. It's okay if you have a few, like a couple that you want to ask just in case if the conversation starts stalling out. But just have a grand idea, direction of where you know you need to lead the conversation to, and then you have those fallback questions that you can always draw back on. All right, real quick before we get into the next tip, if you're having a hard time, if you're struggling because you're stuck doing all the production, all the post-production work for your podcast, or you're having to do all the pitching to get guests on your podcast, and you want to outsource that and have all that done for you and land top-level guests on your podcast and have a perfectly polished podcast without you having to do all the post-production work, make sure you check out those links in the description below. All right, the third tip that we got to become a better podcast host is to actually engage your audience. So when your audience starts reaching out to them, have a conversation with them. Ask them what they like most about your podcast, what they like least about it, how did they find you, and what are they currently struggling with. And then you can start making topics around those answers of what you get, that feedback. There's some more ways that you can also do this. You can maybe set up on a social media platform. I'm going to use Instagram, for example. This is what I do. I put it in all my show notes. I said, hey, if you want a chance to get on the show for a Q&A or a quick interview, make sure you follow my Instagram posts and pay attention to the random posts that I do where I say drop your Skype handle, and you got a chance where I might hit you up and you come on the show. And I won't be able to do everybody, but I'm going to pick a few, so just pay attention to the posts. And now your audience is more engaged. They're following you on a different social media, so you're indirectly building another social media platform, and you're giving them an opportunity to come on the show to engage and be a part of the community, because everybody wants to be a part of that community that you're building with your podcast. All right, before I give you this free guide, if you're looking to start a podcast, if you haven't started one yet and you need a complete A to Z guide, I got my final tip for you. And this is the most important one of them all, and I can't stress this enough, and that is to be real. Yeah, be real. So what does that actually mean? What's the practicality in being real? Because everybody talks about, I say real because everybody uses the word authentic, and I just can't stand it. It's a buzzword, and most people that are saying it are fake. Sorry, it's what it is. What it is. Sorry, not sorry. So anyways, what I mean by being real is to, and this was huge for me, all right, to not pretend or act further along than what you really are in your entrepreneurial journey. Be real. Say, hey, this is where I'm at and this is where we're going. You're being the fearless leader, and you're saying, hey, I don't have all the answers, but I'm willing to stick my neck on the line every single day, and I'm going to bring the people that do have those answers on the podcast, and we're going to learn together. I'm going to document everything in my journey. People appreciate that. People can build a real relationship with that. Don't be the fake wannabe guru entrepreneur that's pretending that he has it all figured out and that he's made it when he's stuck, when he hasn't had it figured out, and he's lying to his audience. Don't be that guy. It'll kill you. Trust me. All right, if you're looking to start a podcast, you haven't done that yet, and you might not know all the answers, whether you have absolutely no clue at all about podcasting, I'm going to give you my complete A to Z guide. It is linked up in the description below. It's called the Podcast Penthouse Roadmap. Go check that out. And before you go, if you want the best tips, tricks, and step-by-step strategies to grow your podcast and passive income, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notifications. That way you don't miss every time we go live every single Tuesday. Final thing before you go, I got a video for you. If you ever struggle with podcast topics, you don't know what to say, you're running out of content ideas, I get it. A lot of people, you're not the only one. So I got a video for you where you have an endless, right here, this video, an endless supply of content. You will never run out of content topics again for your podcast. Go check it out. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.